working to uplift each one of us with a vision to empower working women with a strong support platform that fuels career growth, personal well being, and holistic development as well, while balancing the multiple roles we women play in life. The mission of this group is this group, which is founded on 11th August 2023, is a community dedicated to uplifting women by providing weekly online sessions that blend self help and technical learning. Through knowledge sharing, encouragement, and peer support, we help women excel in their careers while building resilience, confidence, and meaningful connections simultaneously. With this, I'll request CA Kalpana Thakur, who is the founder of this community, to give some opening remarks.
Thank you, our moderator of the session, CA Mona Mansukhani. I would like to welcome all of you, including our esteemed speaker for today's session, CA Onam Agarwal, moderator of the session, for accepting this responsibility wholeheartedly when we have shared this on our Friday Fleet group. Before I will share my thought on the topic we are going to discuss today, I would like to invite respected CA Dr. Rajkumar Adukia, sir. Sir, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
So, Onam was asking when this platform started, and I will call the today's session the circle back. If you remember, sir, our first session, Onam, our first session on 11th August 2023 was discussion majorly was around comeback, career comeback for female professionals. So, sir, we would like to hear your thought when we are going to discuss this topic today. Over to you,
Yeah,
sir.
thank you, Kalpana. Good evening to everyone. Mona, Onam, Aditi, Aswini, Doli, Sweta, Neha, Sri Vidya. See, now I'm reading more and more on self development and life growth. So, book like Alchemist, uh, Universe has your back. Mm, then unlimited powers of a human being. So anytime a person can bounce back, and especially women, for various reasons, they need a break. Maybe family, maybe getting married, maybe taking care of parents, in-laws. So this today's topic was like a comeback for me also. Like I was a council member till February 25, and still I'm exploring because I was for a long time, 21 years. Council is like a full-time engagement with our membership of 5 lakh plus and students 10 lakh plus. So I wish this Friday fleet to touch maybe 50,000 feet height, 1 lakh feet height, and we have unlimited potential. And I would like to. Tomorrow is my 66th birthday, so I was planning a message. What I can share my experiences with each human being, 8 billion. And with this group, since there is a special attachment, we have another group skilling on Saturdays. Tomorrow we have 150th episode. So out of that learning, we started especially this group only for women, and great success to each one of us. And my best wishes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We wish you a very happy birthday in advance from the whole team on behalf of whole team of Friday Fleet. Your words
Thank
are
you.
always motivating for us. Coming back to today's topic, here I would like to share a small story. my own experience in a minute before our speaker will share her insight. Uh, it was year 2019 when I put off my hat of being a corporate or a career oriented girl, woman, whatever you can say, after having my first child. 2019, 20, 21. It was December 22 when I have tried to be back in my career. In that duration, Onam, I will not say, here I'm not complaining. One part I was leaving, not exploring it much. However, the other part, being a mother, being a daughter-in-law, being a wife, or being a person who actually got the time to explore her spiritual aspect, spiritual part of being herself. However, something was missing, and that pinch was has always been felt to the extent that in that duration I was in my hometown. Again, I will say I was fortunate enough to explore that time in my hometown, Bihar. However, when I got back in Faridabad, when both of my kids were was had attained the age to admit them into the school, during that time, those days came when I had to step out of the home alone. Being someone who been worked with one of the big four, has explored couple of cities in India alone. Because of that break, I lost my confidence on myself. And initial days, I felt like a child who is going to step out of her house without being her husband alongside. And I know what it takes, Onam, and I'm sure most of us who being a female professional are going through that phase of our life, something we miss behind. And the only thing is to grab it and own it, our journey, and give our best. That's what I would like to share. And I'm happy to have, as I mentioned earlier, this session, a much needed discussion on for female professional. Without taking much time, I would like to invite our moderator to take the session ahead. Thank you so much. Looking forward for an insightful discussion and few tips for my female colleagues, friends around. Over to you, Mona. Thank you.
Thank you, Kalpana. Thank you very much. So, I would like to introduce our speaker for today's session. CA Onam Agrawal is a professional who brings together the precision of a chartered accountant, the strategic mind of a lawyer, and the clarity of a business advisor. Onam, as the founder of One Stop Consultants and Services LLP, leads the FEMA division wherein she structures global investments through ODI and FDI. She's the go-to advisor for startups, HNIs, and corporates venturing making subsidiaries in India or across the globe. Along with this, she also has expertise in structuring and regulatory setup of alternative investment funds in category 1, 2, and 3. She started her career with the Big Four at Deloitte. She had to take a maternity break of 4 years and returned back with a bang in PNG RB as a senior consultant advising in commercial division to leading oil and gas companies. Post her second break, due to her daughter's illness, she ventured in FEMA and private equity space. Onam is an alumni of Sriram College of Commerce, Delhi University, India's undisputed number one commerce college. She is a soft skills coach with ICAI and ICSI, training students and professionals for communication skills. Apart from this, she is on a mission to reinstate 1 lakh women who have taken career breaks, return to the workforce, and she also runs her YouTube channel to pour that energy into women. She is a firm believer of happiness and karma and staunch propagator that a career break is not a detour. It can be the most strategic chapter of your professional story. With this, I would invite CA Onam Agarwal to give her presentation for today. Onam ji, the stage is all yours now.
Thank you, Mona. Thank you, Kalpana, and thank you, Dr. Rajkumar, for this wonderful opportunity, for inviting me over and sensitizing us all on this issue. Because before we address the issue, first recognizing that this is a issue is a big, big thing. Introduce me in a very humble manner. So before we start, we are 18 of us here. Two to five words. What's your strength in the chat box? What's your strength? So Ashwini is driving. I will not ask her to write it up for me. So what's your strength which you feel, or what's a positive aspect about you? What is something which you possess which is unique? It can be technical, it can be professional, it can be personal. You can be a good homemaker, a very good cook, anything about you. Just give it to me in the chat box. Awesome. Let me just read it out so that I get to know you also. So Raj Lakshmi ji, she has resilience. Kalpana is very hardworking. Yes, I really know that. So Shefali loves to learn about new areas. Aditi, she has got a lot of perseverance. Ashwini ji, oh, thank you for writing while you are driving. Consistency and cooking. Neha, she's ambitious, she's organized, she never gives up, and she's a lifelong learner. Kajal ji, she's a problem solver, hardworking, consistent, good listener, learning new things. I think we all become good listeners once we have kids, no? And Shefali says, yes, I'm a very good cook too. Shweta, she manages new areas. Komal is very hardworking. Sri Vidya is also very hardworking. I think hardworking comes naturally to us because you like it or not. Like, I am ill today, but I have to do all the work because there is no other option. So, hardworking comes naturally to all of us. So, coming back into your career, this topic is something which is sitting silently in every house because 7 out of 10 women take a career break. And this topic sits silently in the house. Why? Because we all get so busy with whatever we are doing, especially women who have been professionals before, especially CAs. Engineers, they have still made a comeback, but we CAs, since things change very rapidly, and CA is a profession which is not there just in the metro cities, but in every corner of India. I know when I had put up this message today, I have a school friend, Sophia. She is a CA, and I know she has taken a break, but because of something, she could not join the session today. So, CA is something which is there in India, and it is there in a lot of streets of India. And many women, they have taken a break from their careers. Now, initially, the break is good. We are occupied, we are enjoying the feeling of motherhood, we have a lot of things, but slowly what happens is you feel there is a loss of lot of things, loss of knowledge, loss of self-worth, loss of confidence, loss of identity. In fact, our personal lives also start getting disturbed over time because it starts showing up in our behavior sometimes. You're irritated, back of the mind it's there that मैं क्या थी और मैं क्या हो गई. I mean, I'm sure a lot of us have fought with our husbands and quoted this line कि मैं क्या थी और मैं क्या हो गई. So deep down this thing is there in your mind. I took 2 career breaks. I took a break, then I joined Petroleum and Natural Gas Regulatory Board with a bang. Then again, I had to take a break, though I was doing very well. I had to take a break because my daughter fell ill. So it was not possible for me to go for a full-time job. And the vacancy in petroleum and natural gas is open, which I had posted on YouTube also. That it's a good way to start because PNGRB utilizes your base core CA skills. So even if you're not technically updated, if you join a government organization like PNGRB, your core skills are going to be utilized. So you don't feel the gap in my knowledge. So after my second break, I could understand that I cannot afford to have a full-time job. So that's a choice I made, that I have to do something wherein, when required, I can be completely available for my daughter because her sickness is so. But today, the topic, the session is not about me at all. Session is about what are some time tested, women tested, and industry tested tricks to bring you all back into your career. So every woman has a hack who has got back. Kalpana has one, Mona ji has one, I have. We've all hacked this thing, how to get back into career. And the moment we all start sharing those hacks, a lot more of us can get back into the field. Before I start, I want to hit the nail where it is actually hitting us. So when I will share a slide with you, when you look at this slide, what do you see? When you look at this presentation, what do you see here? If it's possible for you to write, give it to me in the chat box. What do you see in the slide? A female in a corporate avatar and a housewife, yes. Confidence. So this slide is basically how we look at our career gap. This is before you started working, and this is after you will get back into your career. But you see this whole space in between. You look at this space in between like an empty space where you are struck in your minds between what you were, what you are, and what you want to be. So we look at our career gaps, at our career breaks, like a big empty space. We feel there was nothing happening at that time which I can share with the outside world. Correct me if I'm wrong. We feel we feel that we were really on a break. Yes, I raised kids. Yes, I did well in the house. But otherwise, what is it that I was doing which I can tell to everyone around? And it is this illusion of emptiness which makes us hold back from getting back into the world out there. When we feel that I have nothing to show, मैं बोलूंगी क्या जब मैं बाहर जाऊंगी कि मैंने क्या किया इतने साल? This illusion, it stops you at that very moment to go out and ask for something from the world. So the entire game is not about getting a job. The entire game is filling this break, filling this emptiness with the feeling of confidence. Because the more we increase the duration of the break, this confidence keeps on dipping. So first few years you're fine, but slowly and slowly this confidence getting lower and it becomes difficult for you to get back. So now that I have touched the topic of confidence and I told you that the entire game is about getting back your confidence, why do you actually lose your confidence? Because until and unless we know what are the killers of confidence, how will we kill those killers and get back the confidence? So the first killer of confidence is, or the first feeling that you get when you take a break is that you can't describe yourself anymore. Kalpana ne describe kiya. She started off. I was working in Big Four. Today she can tell she's part of Friday Fleet. She's a very successful professional. But in December 22, when she decided to step out of the house, उसके पास बोलने को क्या था? that I was working in Big Four. So, you don't know how to describe yourself in the present tense. क्योंकि किसी से बात करने अगर बाहर जाना है तो कुछ तो बोलना पड़ेगा ना. And when you have this feeling that what am I going to speak, it dips down your confidence. Because earlier our identity was very clear. Our title, I'm a manager, I'm
Is Onam video stuck? Am I, or there is a connection issue? So, okay, let's wait.
Even I can see Onam's video is stuck. Dell's iPhone, can you please mute yourself? Thank you.
So by the time Onam joins, yes, she's here.
when did I lose you guys, Kalpana?
It was, yes, Mona is sharing. It was around what we have to share when we step out. Onam, you're on mute.
Sorry. Hi. Can I? So, Onam, your last line was, which I could hear, is your feeling dips down because you lose your identity. You don't have to, like, you don't have, what do I do? You don't have that line,
You're unable
tagline
to
with you.
introduce.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Visible to everyone? Kalpana? Monaji? Visible? Okay. So, what I was talking about is ki who am I now in the present tense is difficult to explain. That's why confidence starts going down. The second thing that happens is you were not free all this time. You were doing a lot of things. But these things that you were doing, they don't have a corporate tag. If you successfully executed your sister-in-law's wedding, you managed the vendors, you managed the makeup artist, you managed the resources, you were budgeting, you were taking care of all the relatives. Now it was as good as handling any corporate event. But since it was not a corporate event, how do you label your skills? But the thing is, you did acquire those skills, right? So I'm trying to help you understand that when we look at career break, we look at it like an empty space. But we have to come out of this feeling and we have to understand that in true sense, it was not an empty space. Just because, you know, leadership skills, executive skills, project management skills, talk about negotiation with your kids. Who knows negotiation better than a mother? We negotiate with our kids all the while. So these are all the skills that we acquired. But our brain, it is silently labeling them as life administrative tasks and not as capital career tasks, No doubt these are life skills which are equally applicable when you go back to your job. So that's the second killer of confidence, that you don't have the vocabulary to describe what you did during this time. So first, you don't know how to describe yourself in present tense. Then even if you want to, you don't have the words to label these qualities that you acquired. And the third thing, your community, your tribe. I like to call it a tribe. I miss my tribe when I was in petroleum and natural gas regulatory board, because they were those people who used to see me day in, day out working, figuring things out, and being the best of my abilities. So that was my tribe, my colleagues, my client, my team. They used to reflect on our competence. That Onam ma'am is very sharp, she can really talk to anyone. Who is giving me all the compliments? The best of the compliments that I get now is, Mama, you are looking very nice today. Oh dear, you cook very wonderfully. So these are the only compliments that I'm getting now. But there is no validation of my other skills which is happening. Whereas when you were in a job, there was a constant validation, acha ya bura, but there was a constant validation of your professional skill set. So now that validation is missing. So you feel that you have lost it all. We know it exists, but we can't feel it as strongly because the environment is not validating it. So it's more about being in the right kind of people now. You are more or less surrounded by women who are stay at home. So you have to change your tribe. You have to get back into your tribe to get back into working. So now that we know what is killing the confidence, it's very easy to actually get back into job because simply we have to shoot out each of these three feelings. How do you do that? In a very strategic manner. Let's start by first figuring out that what are the skills that you actually learned to bring that shift in the mindset, that these two lines in between, they were not empty. You learned negotiation, didn't you? When your child says that I will wear the same pant every day, you convince your child कि नहीं अलग पहन के जाना. That's negotiation. When I think in every family there's a crisis every time happening. Didn't you learn how to do crisis management? Leadership. For any event that's coming in your house, you have to take care of it. Budget wizard. There are times in everyone's life when things are tight, when things are comfortable. But you are the wizard at that time and you manage everything in that budget. Talk about patience, adaptability, stakeholder management, and zero room for error. Zero room for error. A boss would still take your error, but at home there is almost zero room for error. And lastly, optimizing all the systems. So I like to call it that we were in fact during our break doing a full-time MBA. We were learning all these skills for which people go to big institutes and learn all these things, and we were doing it while we were at our homes. So the whole purpose of this feeling is to bring that mindset shift, because until and unless we shift our mindset, our efforts will not shift. So, the next 5 power pathways, which I talked about, which will help you make a comeback, I'm not going to be sugarcoating them for you. I'm going to be putting it out in very straightforward language. That what are some of the paths to return stronger so that you can rewrite your identity in the present tense? Think and choose. That's the step number one. Make an informed decision. Make a calibrated decision. हर जगह से सोचो कि फर्स्ट स्टेप इज क्या मेरे को जॉब में जाना है, क्या मेरे को प्रैक्टिस में जाना है. राइट नाउ व्हाट्स हैपनिंग विद मोस्ट ऑफ यू गर्ल्स आउट देयर इज जो आ रहा है उसमें अप्लाई कर देंगे, कहीं से तो स्टार्ट करें. नो, even if you start and you send out your resume, if it's not matching with your skill set, if it's not matching with your requirements, it's not going to land you a job. तो आपने अप्लाई करने से पहले what you really need to do is first you have to think, what is my constraint, what is my positive, what is my skill set, can I go for a job or I have to get into practice. I thought I could go for a job and that's why I joined PNGRB, but 2 years down the line I got to know that job is not for me. That's my constraint, I have to live with it. But come what may, if you have resilience, if you have hard work, you can nail in any field that you go to. So first, think job or practice, because you cannot be going in any direction. You have to go in a targeted manner. And once you decide, say we'll come to practice, then what are the areas in which I want to practice? And what is going to be my nature of practice? Nature of practice, what I mean by this is you could be lending your name to a CA firm, or you could be in a full-time practice, or like one of the CAs in our office, she's practicing with us, and she is on a work from home on a regular basis because she also has a young one. So You have to choose, even if you think about practice, number one, what are the areas of practice? Because practice today is cutthroat. And secondly, what's going to be the nature of your practice? If you decide to be in a job, what kind of job? You want to go into government, you want to go into industry, you want to go into Big Ten. I was very clear I can't go into Big Ten because the kind of time they demand, I can't be giving them that. The second thing to be considered, your domain. Now, this is one thing where most of us get confused. I was in audit, but I knew audit is not something which is my calling now. And secondly, audit is not as paying as much money I want to earn. So I left audit. So you have to think that, do I have to continue with my domain or do I have to venture into something new? And if I venture into something new, or if even if I continue with my domain, what preparation is required for it? Do I require any reskilling? Do I require any certification? So the purpose of this step one is first to decide कि जाना कहाँ है, क्योंकि कहीं भी चले जाएं, that cannot be your mindset. It is a strategy to come back, and you have to approach it like a strategy. So first get clarity in your mind, sit down today, jot it down on paper, in writing. If you're good at Excel, make it in Excel कि मेरे को जाना कहाँ है, मेरे को करना क्या है. Because if you want, think of it like your comeback in a manner, come back in a manner कि आपको एक second chance मिला है. जैसे मुझे audit अच्छा नहीं लगता था, I never wanted to get into audit again. It was my second chance. But had I not taken a break, मैं audit में ही फंसी रह जाती. So think of it like a beautiful second chance given to you, where you have an opportunity to either continue doing what you like or to get into something you like, you know. So make a clear decision, where do you want to go, is what I'm trying to say with this. And how you have to do this. Every day you have to set aside 1 hour. कोई भी 1 घंटा ले लो. दिन का कोई भी time ले लो, when your kids are off to school or after lunch or before dinner, whatever time suits you, but fix 1 hour. 1 hour with such strictness that everybody in the family knows कि इस time पे हम शेफाली को, अश्विनी को हम disturb नहीं कर सकते. वो अपना काम कर रही है. Just like when your husband is working, even if he is at work from home, उसे कोई disturb नहीं करता. लेकिन हमारे साथ वो liberty ली जाती है. So bring that kind of environment in the house, that for this 1 hour I am busy. And believe me, if you can't spare that 1 hour, think, how are you going to work full time or even hybrid or even practice which you are thinking? How do you think you are going to get into that if you cannot even spare 1 hour? So this 1 hour is not just going to be a training ground for your family and kids that you have something important coming up, but it's going to give you peace of mind where you know this is one focused hour. जब मुझे मेड का नहीं सोचना, खाने का नहीं सोचना, बच्चों का नहीं सोचना, पति का नहीं सोचना, सास का नहीं सोचना. You have to give this dedicatedly to what? To your market, industry. Think about the research, the market research, industry research. Think what skills are required, what all are the paying domains, and read job descriptions. Now you will see that whenever you read a lot of job descriptions, most of the skills you still have. भूल थोड़ा ना गया आपको सब कुछ. Out of touch हुआ है बस. That's it. भूला कुछ भी नहीं है. You get in front of the computer, automatically things will start coming up in your mind. So start reading job descriptions. It will give you confidence that you are almost there. You just need to go out to them. Now the second step, this is step number 1. Now for the next, I think 1 week, what you guys can do is do this every day. 1 घंटा लगाओ and figure out आपको करना क्या है. So once you have a clear path that what you want to do, then is the second crucial step. And like I said, I will not sugarcoat it. If you really want to come back in your career, there cannot be any sugarcoating. Call up. And I mean that call up, no messages. And don't begin with strangers. Try to start with people who were from your old network, people who already know what's your professional value. So pick out 10 names. It could be your former colleagues, your seniors, your clients, your classmates, your mentors. So they are basically your reconnection list, whom you want to reconnect. And when you try to reconnect with them, believe me, you have to call them up. A message is still a cold calling. I want warm messages going out here. Now, when you call them up, you will feel मैं बोलूंगी क्या. Just accept upfront that dude, friend, dear, darling, however, sir, you like to call them, that I'm exploring work options again and I'm catching up with people who I have worked with. So I thought I'll give you a call, get to know what's going on in the industry if you want to get back into a job. If you want to get back into practice again, then you can again call up your clients, the bankers with whom you were working initial, or maybe those persons to whom you are outsourcing your work. Think of contacting them back again and let them know that you are back. And what you have to aim is at least 3 meaningful conversations per week. You have to have a goal in your mind कि at least 3 लोगों के साथ मेरी अच्छी बातचीत होनी चाहिए. Now, how many of you have actually tried calling and not messaging till now? Give it to me in the chat box. I will read it out. So you have to call people up. So what will happen like this is people will, when you call them, they get to know you, they hear you. दो बातें और होती है. आपको कुछ समझ आएगा that what is the industry update, where are the jobs happening. For example, this PNGRB job that I shared with all of you, it happened because I keep connecting, going back to my tribe again. They only told me, ma'am, वापस आ जाओ. I said, no, I can't come back into a full-time job, but I know there are a lot of women who can come back into it, and that's how I shared that job. So get back into your tribe again. That will help you. And you know what? Another advantage you'll get? You'll feel professionally alive. तो जो घोस्ट जैसा फीलिंग आने लग जाता है हमको दैट वी आर अ घोस्ट इन दिस प्रोफेशनल वर्ल्ड, व्हेन दैट पर्सन विल टेल यू मैम आपकी वो प्रेजेंटेशन बहुत अच्छी थी, इट विल ब्रिंग आउट दैट अलाइवनेस अगेन आउट ऑफ यू. सो दैट्स स्टेप नंबर 2. हमें पता लग गया है हमें कहाँ जाना है. नेक्स्ट स्टेप इज स्टार्ट कॉलिंग अप टू नो and make at least 3 conversations, meaningful conversations per week. Now, the next one, which I'm going to tell you, is very tough, but believe me, it works. How many of you on LinkedIn? How many of you are there on LinkedIn and you make a lot of LinkedIn connections? कि हम LinkedIn पे लोगों को connects भेजते हैं. A lot of you. A lot of you are on LinkedIn and you keep sending contacts to whom? जो आपके पहले connections थे. But let me tell you a big thing. None of your LinkedIn connection is gonna help you until and unless they know you in person or they are getting impressed by you every day from your work. अब second case तो हो नहीं सकता because right now we are not working. So the right approach is to actually go out in events, meet persons, and then you connect with them on LinkedIn. Because you have to be seen in the real rooms, and then you have to make your visibility online. Directly online visibility is not gonna be landing you. You have to be visible in the real rooms. You have to attend at least one, make it a point that you attend at least one in-person event every month. So I feel that I know we are giving an online session here, but online sessions have become so much in trend that we have started fearing going to real events because we like to sit back in the comfort of our home and attend an event. How many of us actually go and attend events? I will take that question in a while, Neha. So you need to introduce yourself at these events in your present tense. Acknowledge it. You were on a break, like I said in the previous one. When you call up, just give a quick acknowledgement that I was on a break, but now I am back. Similarly, in your networking events, you have to say it out with such ease कि किसी को लगे ही ना कि इतनी बड़ी बात थी कि आप career gap पे चले गए. If you make a whole scene out of it, they will make a scene out of it. So talk it out very normally because 7 out of 10 women take a break, like I said earlier also. So try to bring this figure in your mind that you're not the only one who took a break. Many one of us took a career break. And then you have to treat these events as a practice space to rebuild your comfort, how to talk to people, how to talk to people about yourself. You have to take this as a training ground. And lastly, after the event, then you connect with the attendees on LinkedIn. That is going to work for you. And it's not just connecting with them on LinkedIn. Then you start commenting on whatever post they are giving. You start posting up industry updates. And then you even try, if you can get an opportunity, to even speak at small forums. For example, you could run your own webinar to educate the women around you on the importance of mutual fund investments. I started out like that. So I stay in Narayana Vihar in Delhi. And I was not feeling very good about myself. So I started a small informative session where all the women in Narayana, I used to call them out for a webinar, and they started making investments in mutual funds. I didn't have to earn anything out of that. But when they were growing and I was talking to them, I was giving them information, I felt good. So you can start maybe something like this because you do have a circle. So after you know what you want to do, that's clarity. After you spend 1 hour every day figuring out what you want to do for a week, then the second you start calling up and making 3 meaningful conversations per week. Third, when you start going out in networking events, the importance of networking events I'll share with you. So there is this lady who's running a very successful CA firm in CP. So I put up this one video on YouTube that most of the jobs, they don't come through job portals. They come through these networking WhatsApp groups. So she conquered my thought. She said, yes, there is a vacancy in my office, but I don't put it up on LinkedIn. So once you start going to networking events, you stay in the minds of people. Fourth step, revamp. So after you have done step 2 and step 3, you start revamping your LinkedIn. You start revamping your resume. So very big hack for resume is make it a skill-based resume and not a chronological resume. So chronological resume, I was doing XYZ from this to this time. I was doing in this organization from this time to this time. I was in this organization. Don't go in for that chronological resume. Go in for a skill-based resume. That what are your skills? But you do talk about your career break in your cover letter because you don't want to be hiding anything from anyone. But once someone reads your cover letter and he sees that okay, she took a career break and these are the things she did, then you can add to your resume after the cover letter. Connect or not? So your cover letter must talk about your career break. Then you start revamping your LinkedIn. Mention it very clearly over there that you are a returning CA. Whatever is your field, you mention it along with. Okay. And then you start posting regularly. But all this will come after a little while when you've started meeting people, when you have those connects in your LinkedIn, and when your resume doesn't showcase your career gap, it showcases your skills. Last step, mentoring. So you don't need to be walking through this journey alone. I took my mentor as one friend who was there with me in Deloitte and another one who was there in Shriram College. So they used to mentor me. Mentor why? Because you need someone who can bring you in the right space. That cannot be your mother. I'm very honest about this. That cannot be your mother because she's going to be biased always. It has to be someone who can reconnect with you. It could be your previous tribe, it could be your former boss, or it could be someone you met at an industry event, or it could be some expert in your LinkedIn. But it has to be someone who can empathize with you, but more than empathize, who can guide you. So you need mentoring. I started my practice back only because I had a very strong mentor in my life. Because until and unless that mentoring is there is a high chance कि 2-3 हफ्ते काम करने के बाद आप फिर से डाउन हो जाओगे. So that mentor keeps you up always. So this is my short 5 step strategy on how to get back into your career. Because you're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience. That line in between, it was not an empty space. It was always filled with skills, just without labels. So I'll quickly get on to your questions. What if we are unable to attend physical events? So your inability, Palak, thank you, Neha, thank you. So your inability to attend a physical event can be for 1 event, 2 event, 3 event, 4 event. If you tell me मैं event attend ही नहीं कर सकती हूँ, tell me how are you gonna be going back to a job or a practice? My question again, अगर अभी आप इवेंट के लिए 2-3 घंटे नहीं निकाल सकते हो, then probably this is not the right time to get back into your career. You need to wait then. Then you have to be at peace कि अभी मैं वापस नहीं आ सकती. You have to make peace with the fact that right now I don't have the time and the bandwidth to get back. If there is any technical issue in attending events, I find it hard because I believe, Kalpana, we are all CAs over here in this group. So there cannot be any technical difficulty in being able. We are all CAs, right? In this meeting?
Majority, yes.
Majority. So, Palak, if you are also a CA and you are saying you're not able to attend physical events right now, wait for it, wait for the right time, and then you start attending physical events. Maybe, in fact, you should rethink about it if it's the right time for you to get back into your career also. You can give it some time. It's okay. Even if it's delayed, it's okay. Come back with a bang. Yes, Shivali, I will share my YouTube channel and my contact number. I will share it with all of you. Can you mentor me? Oh, okay, Shivali. Yes. So I have this one more lady who constantly keeps talking to me. She reached me through my YouTube channel, and then whenever she is low, she just asks me questions, and I try to mentor her. So, Shifali, if you actually go out, you will see that there are a lot of women who are there who are ready to mentor. बस पूछने की देरी है, पूछने की देरी है कि आपको चाहिए क्या, and people are there. So Neha says, even I am a CA, but I quit job after working for 10 plus years. Gave a serious thought of what I really want to do next, work hard, and became. Oh, I am. I am so happy, Neha, that you change your. Yes, it's not easy to change your identity. Absolutely. Because you have to let go of the skill set. You have to adopt a new skill set. You have to change the way people look at you. It's not easy. In fact, you yourself, मेरे अंदर का auditor आज भी बाहर आ जाता है. Then I have to stop that thing about myself. I'm really glad. So Shefali, Neha, you can connect with people like Neha who have made a comeback. It's always preferable, to seek mentorship. One another thing I'd like to add over here is that whenever we are looking for a job, we generally look for the very famous areas of jobs. Whereas there are a lot of unconventional ways also where you can get jobs. For example, most of the PSUs. So I'm not saying that I am pro government job, but government is a great area to work with because they have a very fixed timing. So it suits a lot of us. Secondly, the work is relatively lighter. So all these PSUs, they put up their vacancies not on LinkedIn, but either on their own websites or they put it in the newspaper. So you can go and be a regular visitor of the newspaper to check out the vacancies that are coming up, or you can list down a few Navratna companies and then go and check the vacancies which they have. Because every year around April or May, these people come out with a lot of vacancies, and best part, they have vacancies even for persons who are specifically 32 plus. So they do not want young professionals, like I call them, persons who are 23 to 30. They do not want young professionals. They want persons who are seasoned, and they are willing to take persons who have taken a career break. So that's one area you can get back. Second area where you can try to find a job other than the conventional methods of finding a job is a lot of like Job Street. Job Street has its Dubai wing, it has its Singapore wing, it has its Europe wing. So these websites, which are global websites, job finding platforms, try to be regularly in applying to these on these portals, because when you do and when you are there, some opportunity or the other does come up. Because when I was trying to get back a job, I tried through one of these portals and I got a remote work for some time. I could not do it, but I recommended that portal to one of my trainees whom I had picked up. I had picked up 5 trainees whom I was coaching to how to get back into a job. So 3 of them, they got back in. They were able to get a job after my session. So they applied through that portal, and yes, they got back into a job. So the global platforms, you should be more willing to explore them as compared to the Indian platforms. How does the company pay after a break? Can we negotiate for a pay that we are drawing before the career break? Can we repeat the... Okay, so you can Job Street. It has a lot of portals. So instead of trying for jobstreet.com, try to go to Dubai Job Street. It will have a different URL. Try to go for a European, say Switzerland Job Street. It will have an SWSZ URL. So don't go in for aggregator platforms which will list the jobs from Europe on their platform. Go to actually the platform where European people are first hand posting their vacancy. So the chances of landing up a job there are higher. Yes. How does a company pay after a break? So first thing, 1 plus 70, that's the name that's appearing on the screen. So when you join back after a break, you have to very clearly mention in the cover letter that you were on a break, whereas the resume should be a functional resume, a skill-based resume. When you do that, firstly, the company is okay with you taking you back after a break. Secondly, you have to understand the whole atmosphere in the country has normalized a lot towards accepting women who had taken a break. So your question, can we negotiate for a pay that we were drawing before the career break? Absolutely. You can negotiate for a pay that you were drawing before, because that skill set is still with you. If you are adequately updated and if you are adequately performing well in your interview, there is nothing which can stop you from actually negotiating on the pay which you were withdrawing before. But for someone like me who wanted to change their field, I could not have negotiated on that salary. So depending on where you are re-entering, you have this power of negotiation. Dolly says, I'm a mom of two, I belong to a small town. Same here, Dolly. Not able to move, looking for work from opportunities, but with 12, I don't have any practical. Did certificate course by CA, but was not able to approach for. Okay. Dolly, what you can do is you can actually look out for a lot of CAs. You have done course on US outsourcing and Ind AS. My suggestion to you would be to actually, which town do you belong to, Dolly? So whatever the town you are belonging to, there are a lot of CA firms right now who are looking for persons who can take care of their outsourced work, because they want to take the cream and they want to be hiring persons who will do the job. So आपने जिनसे course लिया था, most probably he is someone, that faculty who was there, he is someone who is doing this work. That's why he came for the course, to popularize himself as a faculty on Ind AS and US outsourcing. So first step would be to approach him that you were a great teacher, I learned a lot, and now I want to work. Do you do that work? If they do, would you like to consider me? Because he has Ahilya Nagar, because he has seen you in the session. So the thing about a certificate course is, अगर आप उसको सिर्फ बैठ के कर रहे हो और उसको एक स्ट्रैटेजी से अप्रोच नहीं कर रहे हो, इट्स वेस्ट. इफ यू डू अ सर्टिफिकेट कोर्स, योर ऑब्जेक्टिव शुड बी कि जो फैकल्टी आई है उसके बाद मैं उसको इतना इम्प्रेस कर दूं अपने क्वेश्चंस के साथ, अपने इंटरेक्शंस के साथ, दैट आई शुड बी विजिबल टू हिम. So if you are doing a certificate course, be visible while that course is happening. Second thing what you can do, Dolly, is there is a whole I should say a market of CAs who are doing this US outsourcing work. So try to contact those persons on LinkedIn who are doing it. Then try to figure out if they are going to any event, if you can meet them in person. Even if you cannot meet them in person, try to figure them out on LinkedIn, visit their website, and approach them on a personal front. No faculty entertains the participants for job query or opportunities. Okay, see, if the faculty has space, he will definitely entertain. If they don't have space and if they're already operating on a model where there is not enough premium, so they cannot entertain you. But the thing is, there is still a lot of firms who need persons who can do this work for them. You just need to go to them. So if a faculty is not entertaining you, it's okay. You have the skill set with you. All these women platforms or all the CA platforms, there are so many WhatsApp groups there are formed. Every day in the morning, once or maybe once a week, try to drop a message. What's your specialization? For example, I do FDI and ODI work. So I know there is one lady who sends a message, who had been sending a message for 1 year that she can help me with Singapore audits. So when I had to execute one ODI transaction, FDI transaction, I needed a Singapore audit. So that lady, she got struck in my mind. So if the faculty is not entertaining you, still there are a lot of people. Try to make your visibility in the groups that you're in. Don't be a passive person in the groups. Try to bring out what you're good at, so that एक दिन अगर मुझे जरूरत पड़ी यूएस आउटसोर्सिंग पर्सन की, तो आई कैन, योर नेम कैन कम टू माई माइंड बिकॉज यू रेगुलरली पोस्ट what you are doing. So right now you guys are, or should I say right now, a lot of the women who are on a career break, they are in a loop. बाहर आना चाहते हैं, आ नहीं पा रहे हैं, क्योंकि समझ नहीं आ रहा क्या बोलेंगे, क्योंकि समझ नहीं आ रहा क्या बोलेंगे, इसलिए हम किसी से बात नहीं करते, किसी से बात नहीं करते इसलिए हमें कोई जानता नहीं, क्योंकि कोई हमें जानता नहीं इसलिए हमें कोई जॉब नहीं देता या हमारा क्लाइंट नहीं बनता. और ये लूप कैसे ब्रेक होगा? फर्स्ट स्टेप इज वेरी इजी. स्टार्ट कॉलिंग योर ओल्ड पर्सन. वो फैकल्टी आपके लिए एक न्यू पर्सन है, ही इज नॉट योर वार्म नेटवर्क. ट्राई टू रीच आउट टू योर वार्म नेटवर्क. आप पहले जहां काम करते थे, ट्राई टू टेल देम कि मैंने ये वाला काम भी स्टार्ट किया है. लाइक आपने अगर यूएस आउटसोर्सिंग का काम आपने सीख लिया है, अगर सम टाइम sooner or later you will get visibility. So I'm so happy that first, Dolly, you did that course, because it's very difficult to complete a certificate course. Did you put it up on LinkedIn that you have done this course? Because you do get a certificate. So whenever you do a certificate course, try to put it up on LinkedIn and tag tag those people who are in your earlier network, so that very promptly and very quickly they get to know that you have acquired a new skill set. So that ways they will know that when to approach you. But ma'am, courses in studies are different than, we need to assist someone for any work. How to approach for assisting? Okay. Courses and studies are different than practical. I have not attended any certificate course of CAs. I'm very frank over here. But no, you did UAE corporate tax certificate course by ICS, but there were no opportunities. Okay, so maybe the faculty is not entertaining you, Shafali. But how did you try to tell everyone that you have done this course? How did you market yourself? मतलब आपने कुछ नया किया है, उसके बाद how did you market yourself that you have done this course? How are people seeing you now? They need to start seeing you as a person who has done this course through CV, through LinkedIn. That's how you approach people. When you put it up on LinkedIn, did you tag a few persons from your old network? Or if not, why don't you approach the people from your old network now? And even if that's not working, there are a lot of CA firms who are doing UA tax filing. Have you tried to approach any person? So the MO is find out a firm who does corporate tax, UA corporate tax, then find out the name of the firm, then find out the persons who are in that company, and then try to approach that person on LinkedIn. So you did diploma in international tax. They asked for prior experience. So there are a lot of firms who are looking. So I'll tell you what I did. I went in for an unpaid internship. So I cracked a job in Singapore, which was basically in anti-money laundering. So I offered them very heartily, मुझे पैसे नहीं चाहिए. So what happened because of that was मुझे एक certificate मिल गया, मुझे एक experience मिल गया. Though I did not continue that anti-money laundering job, but I had that one thing added on my resume. I offered myself to work for free. उनको कुछ भी pinch नहीं हुआ. They trained me for 4 to 5 months and I was trained. I got my confidence back. What Shefali, what you can do is, if you have done a diploma in international taxation, what you can do is you can offer yourself to a probationary service. So when you offer yourself for a probationary service, they do consider you, because nothing is going out from their pocket and they are getting someone who's working for them. If you are not willing to do that, you can contact persons who are in this field, not in the big fours, but in the mid-size firms. So right now, the mid-size firms, they are more warm towards accepting persons who want to come in with a different set of skills, Because big fours or big tens, they already have their skilled set of persons. Who really need these persons is the mid-sized firms. So they are better to approach and they are more warm towards you. But how to approach persons who are mid-sized firms? Through physical events. क्योंकि आप देखोगे जितने भी सीए नेटवर्किंग इवेंट्स होते हैं इसमें बिग फोर के पार्टनर्स नहीं आते हैं. इसमें जो मेरे जैसी, कल्पना जैसी, बहुत सारे सीए फर्म्स के लोग हैं एंड एब्जॉर्ब स्टाफ हु हैव अ डिफरेंट, क्योंकि मुझे भी आज मुझे भी चाहिए कोई मेरी यूएस आउटसोर्स अकाउंटिंग का कोई मेरा एक वर्टिकल खुल जाए. डिलॉयट को नहीं चाहिए. सो सीएज लाइक मी हु आर इन द मिड साइज segment, they will accept our skill set more readily as compared to the big tens. So any international taxation, एक तो वो फील्ड पहले से ही नीश है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई नो मिस्टर सचिन सिन्हा. ठीक है. आई थिंक कल्पना वाज इट वन ऑफ योर विद यू ओनली, आई थिंक, हु इज इन इंटरनेशनल टैक्सेशन. So, okay. So, Mr. Sachin Sinha, I don't recall the name of his firm, but he is in international taxation. So, he is a faculty, yes. So, international taxation is already a very niche field. Have you ever tried contacting eminent personalities in these fields, but not in the big fours, not in the big tens, a level below them and a level above the mid-size firm? You may get an opportunity there. So you have to you have to open your eyes that what is happening in the industry. Sanjay sir from Delhi. Yes. So you have to open your eyes if you want to. If you want to be sticking to a field which is very unconventional, it's not easy to find a job because the service providers in those fields are very less. For example, today I operate in FDI ODI. I haven't come across a CA who has expertise in this in my entire women group. Even though I require someone who has expertise, nobody has introduced themselves who have expertise in this and who is looking for a job. So if you are going in for a niche field, finding job is difficult because the persons doing that are also niche. So after this session, what you guys can probably do is start calling up, start meeting up, and then start connecting on LinkedIn. That will increase the chances of you landing up a job or landing up a good practice client. Okay. Any more questions that we have? So I'll share my phone number also because a lot of them asked for it. Thank you, Shivali. I hope I was able to help you.
Yes.
In international taxation, try to find out experts in the industry. So I've shared my channel as well as my contact number. I welcome more than welcome to anyone over here who seeks any guidance, because I'll be really happy if someone is able to come back into the career after this. Thank you, Rucha. Thank you, Shefali. Beyond balance sheets. Yes. Okay. Beyond balance sheets. Okay. And Neha, what's your YouTube channel also? So a lot of us, we are actually traveling in two boats. And so Shefali has a YouTube channel also. We are living double lives. On YouTube, everything is perfect. In reality, things are not so perfect. And we are faking it. And deep down, we are suffering क्योंकि real कुछ नहीं हो रहा है. So for the real thing to happen, क्योंकि जब तक पैसे नहीं आते ना, तब तक वो real नहीं लगता. I am talking about very core thoughts over here. क्योंकि जब तक कोई भी प्रोजेक्ट जब तक मोनेटाइज नहीं हो जाता, तब तक वो रियल आपको लगता ही नहीं है. बट द गैप टिल मोनेटाइजेशन इज हाई. सो I can afford to have a YouTube channel which is not paying me because my practice is running fine. But think about it, if you are having a YouTube channel which is trying to establish, Shefali, if you have a YouTube channel which is establishing you as an authority figure, try to get more visibility then, so that people start looking at you as a person who can see beyond balance sheets. Really. So that will get you to the monetization part. क्योंकि मजा तो कोई कुछ भी कहे पैसे आने में ही होता है. So to get to that level, उसके लिए आपको घर से बाहर निकलना पड़ेगा, is what I'm trying to say. जब तक आप घर से बाहर नहीं निकलोगे ना, तब तक आप रियल कनेक्शंस नहीं बना पाओगे और काम हाथ में नहीं आएगा, चाहे वो जॉब हो चाहे वो प्रैक्टिस हो. So that I will conclude whatever I'm saying with this thing, कि घर से बाहर निकलना पड़ेगा, फोन कॉल करना पड़ेगा, and then only you will be able to land something which is substantial. Recognize a good speaker. I'm so proud. So, the more we share about our achievements, the brighter and happier we feel. अकेले अकेले YouTube चैनल में, अब आप जैसे अश्विनी जी, you should share your YouTube channel with us over here. Why don't you share the link with us? Yes, so Ashwini says she's a good speaker and she was able to so every time someone gives me a like on YouTube, I feel that अच्छा क्या पता आज इसका मूड अच्छा हो और आज ये अपना resume बना ले. Whenever I make up a video and someone sends me a like. So YouTube is one channel through which you can influence, but the target is to convert that YouTube towards monetization. Okay, so if those of you who are running YouTube channels, try to think more about monetization, because once that money will start pouring in, you will start enjoying a lot that YouTube channel. Otherwise आपका motivation थोड़े time बाद fade हो जाएगा. Try to bring in collabs. Try to bring revenue through ads if you have a good subscriber base, but try to make collaborations, like what Food Farmer did. So he doesn't have any collabs, but he gets very organic crowd because his topic was the one who exposed Bonvita. So his model was, मैं इतना expose करूंगा, इतना scandalous बना दूंगा कि सब मेरे को देखने लग जाएंगे, like Dhruv Rathi did. तो उसमें कुछ तो होना चाहिए जो कि स्कैंडलस बन जाए, was his MO. Similarly for your YouTube channel, like it was a marketing gimmick that I did. No, though I don't want to popularize my channel through the means of monetization, but I asked everyone to comment if they want to know what is the link towards the job. So I got 30 to 40 comments. So I got to know there are 30-40 women who are looking for a job. That's the number I have now. But otherwise, if I ask them to like and comment, like or comment. So try to go towards monetization. Topic, Shefali. If you have whatever is your YouTube channel, it will depend how you can collaborate for that. For example, I am thinking of inviting my ex-boss in PNGRB, who is a cancer survivor and who survived cancer. Then she got back into her job. She has 2 daughters. One went to London School of Business recently. So to try it, I can collaborate with her, and then I will get the brand name of an organization. So whosoever is fitting in your framework, what's your topic, Shivali? Life coach, is that what you're talking about? So you can bring in persons whom people would like to see as mascots of your topic. Gift City, currently. Okay, you talk about Gift City. So if you talk about Gift City, maybe you can get an official from Gift City to come up, because something has to be there in the channel which can promote that channel so heavily that people can come up for collabs to you. Collabs only happen when your channel has power. So to bring that power, you need to bring powerful people. This is the whole ecosystem currently which is going on in the webinar space, no? हम कोई physical event पे जाते हैं, हम कब जाते हैं? अगर हमारा speaker का panel अच्छा होगा. आपके YouTube चैनल पे कोई powerful person आएगा, तभी तो कोई आपका YouTube वीडियो देखेगा. So that's how you will get the collabs. नहीं तो physical events के लिए भी sponsors नहीं मिलते हैं. Similarly for your YouTube channel, that's how you will be getting the collab. So try to bring, and वो powerful persons कैसे आएंगे? LinkedIn पे connect करने से नहीं आएंगे. I can't stress it more, but basically you have to get out of your house. अपने आप को उठाना पड़ेगा, घर से बाहर निकलना पड़ेगा, और पहले बहुत डिफिकल्ट लगता है क्योंकि घर में किसी को भी आदत नहीं है, बट आपको खुद को आदत नहीं है more than anyone else. But you will have to pick yourself up and you will have to get out of that house space of yours to meet people and try it out for one day. किट्टी पे मत जाना, ट्राई इट आउट फॉर वन डे। एक दिन अपने लिए प्रोफेशनली कुछ बाहर जाके करके देखो, फिर देखो रात को कितना कॉन्फिडेंस आता है आपके अंदर। एक नेटवर्किंग इवेंट पे जाके तो देखो, बिकॉज व्हेन यू गेट रेडी, व्हेन यू प्रिपेयर समथिंग, मैंने अपना इंट्रोडक्शन ऐसे देना है, आज मैं इससे मिलूंगी, इस पर्सन से ऐसे बात करूंगी, दैट कॉन्फिडेंस ऑटोमेटिकली स्टार्ट्स कमिंग बैक इनटू यू। यू व्हेन यू गेट बैक इनटू दैट ट्राइब, that is required. Anything else? I'm definitely subscribing to With Veda today, which is by Ashwini. I completely agree on. So how many of you actually go to networking events? Let's why don't we filter it down over here? Mona ji goes, Kalpana goes. How many of you go to networking events?
Sometimes.
Some.
Sometimes.
Yes. But we do go, and I don't think no networking event of mine has ever gone a waste. कोई काम नहीं मिला तो एटलीस्ट खुद को ही अच्छा लग के ही वापस आते हो, या आंखें खुलती है कि हो क्या रहा है दुनिया में।
Yeah, just get to learn something new. That's what it is. And like as you said, like, oh, this is all is happening outside. वो कुछ पता चलता है.
Yes, you get to know about new fields. You get to know about, for example, we went for a women conference which Shalini ma'am had organized, and that is the time when I got to know that forensic is such a big field for CAs right now, because they are using a lot of AI in forensics, and they are having big clients, and they are working in collaboration with government. Because government is right now, the government is very pro, the ED, Enforcement Director Department of the government, is very active. So the ED is highly using forensics and AI for AML and prevention of money laundering basically. तो मुझे उस इवेंट में जाके समझ आया how I could connect the dots. Yes, thank you, Ashwini. And I will be more than happy to connect with any one of you over here on my personal chat and get to know you more. But no more story नहीं सुननी है मुझे, सबकी स्टोरी होती है। स्टोरी जितना सुनाओगे आप, उतना ही ना आपको सिंपैथी मिलेगा, हेल्प कोई नहीं मिलेगा। ट्राई टू कम बैक विद कॉन्क्रीट पॉइंट्स। आई हैव वन मोर इनसाइट ओवर हियर। सो हमारा कॉन्फिडेंस एक रीजन से और चला जाता है, क्योंकि आज अगर मुझे और कल्पना को बात करनी है, हम सबसे पहले अपने बच्चों के बारे में बात करेंगे, फिर अपने हस्बैंड के बारे में बात करेंगे। एक हस्बैंड अपनी वाइफ के बारे में कभी बात नहीं करता है, अपने बच्चों के बारे में कभी बात नहीं करता है, बिकॉज दे they are we are not their topic of conversations, but they are our topic of conversations. So change your topic of conversations. एक दिन बात करके देखना, आज अपने हस्बैंड को शॉक कर दो, एक न्यूज आइटम पढ़ लो और अपने हस्बैंड को बोलो कि आज पता है आज ये हो रहा है, डेडलाइन आ रही है, या जीएसटी का फाइलिंग हो रहा है, कुछ भी बोल दो, कुछ भी जो आपके फील्ड से रिलेटेड है, अपने हस्बैंड को बोल के देखो एंड स्टार्ट कन्वर्सिंग विद हिम ऑन योर टॉपिक, and you will see that confidence coming back to you. We stop talking about our expertise, and that is why people stop seeing us through that lens that we are also experts of something. अगर हम बच्चों की बात करेंगे तभी तो बच्चों के एक्सपर्ट्स बन के रह जाएंगे। If we start talking about something else, right, Mona ji?
So, if I'm allowed to add in, I'm not trying to
Yes.
interrupt you.
No.
It was so good to listen you throughout. So, when you are saying this, I can relate to that. Like, no offense against anyone. I have been the same woman. We are so much conditioned that that is what the first thing we talk about our home, about our primary responsibilities, like
Yes.
about our kids, about our family. Like, we don't first talk about work, most of us. There are few who are at a different level,
Hmm.
but and we are conditioned like this. This
Yes.
is what I have realized.
And
So
Mona ji, the conditioning is so brutal. I'll share a recent example which happened with me.
very deep, it's very deep.
So अभी हमारे my husband's बुआ जी, she had come over. So they are, so we are all professionals. They're also professionals, but they have a business. So for the last 1 year, what I've tried to do is, I'm trying to tell you about conditioning, how you can change your circle. So whenever they come and whenever the relatives come, एक जेंट्स की सभा बन जाती है, एक लेडीज की सभा बन जाती है. Ladies will start talking. I changed my circle. I said मैं ladies में बैठूंगी नहीं. I started sitting where all the gents were sitting, and then I got to know that electric scooter is the thing in Delhi right now. And so there is a lot of scope in electric scooter right now. So if you are manufacturing that, this is the margin. In Tronica City, this is happening. That person is selling these many scooters. Instantly, those 2 hours जो मुझे पनीर टिक्का और खाने की बात करनी थी, वो मेरा टॉपिक ही बदल गया. मेरा दिमाग खुल गया. सो दैट वाज, मैं नेटवर्किंग इवेंट पे नहीं गई, बट दैट वाज माय नेटवर्किंग इवेंट दैट डे. सो दिस इज द लेवल ऑफ कंडीशनिंग that we all have. We need to change our topic of conversation to change where our mind goes.
And we need to be more mindful about it whenever we women meet next.
Yes. So let's stop talking about our husbands and our kids.
True. Very true.
Yes, Rucha, it's very important to be in the right company.
Yeah. So I think you have concluded your presentation. So first of all, hearty thanks for all the insights that you have given me. When you started, you mentioned about the killers of confidence. I can so much relate to that, and that has, like, if we may be aware about it, we were not consciously aware of it. And your session, opened our minds. Okay, these are the killers of confidence जो हमारे साथ हो रहे हैं. I can totally relate to them. And I can relate to that feeling of losing the identity, feeling of losing self-worth. And when you said recently about ki, uh, unless and until money comes in, you don't feel that motivation, satisfaction. And that is totally true. And it's all related. Your feeling of self-worth, your feeling of identity, your feeling of the satisfaction when you get your own remuneration, money, revenue, whatever you can say, whether it's from a job or from practice. So I would say thanks a lot. Thank you for giving us so many insights on the killers of confidence and the 5 steps to come back in the career after a career break. And will like to connect. And I think all other women will also like to connect with you in person. With this, I would request all of us to please give a good round of applause for CA Onam Agarwal for today's insightful session. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Request
Thank you so
everyone
much.
to switch on your camera in last couple of minutes. We are here. Thank you so much, Mona. In one line, if I can say what Onam has shared with us in Hindi, चाहे कितना भी हो मुश्किल, पहला कदम जरूरी है. And little edit to that, पहला कदम घर से बाहर बहुत जरूरी है.
Yes,
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 yes, yes.
absolutely.
And when Onam was sharing, I was completely correlating this with my journey, being into public speaking and communication. Whatever assignment I got, after doing the certification, it was stepping out of the house, making people know what I'm into it. And yes, thoda sa in today's world, some of us feel like, oh no, branding and saying on social media, it's like मैं ऐसा कर रही हूँ, I don't feel comfortable. It is needed. It is needed. Uh, Thank you so much, Onam. I would also mention that I have also noted down all those 5 steps, and it is a kind of a tested, वो ठोक बजा के tested steps है, and we can apply. All of you will agree to the fact that these steps will apply not only to come back to your career, but to any of the area we want to explore. Yes or no?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Onam. We can see the messages, the gratitude coming in the chat box throughout the session. There have been requests for you being mentor of some of our participants. So we are truly, truly grateful for you accepting our invitation and sharing this wisdom and a journey. Most of the time, discussion revolves around motivation. है
Hmm.
ना कि we have to be in positive mindset. होगा होगा होगा, but कैसे होगा? I'm sure all of us got to know today कि कैसे करना है. Onam has taken us to the path कि yes, these are the 5 steps you have to do in to come out of this phase. Thank you so much. I would like to share as a token a small gesture of gratitude and appreciation to our speaker, certificate of appreciation. Thank you so much, Onam. As I mentioned at the start, this is the topic. This is the area where our platform is built in on the thought that we females find it difficult and challenging to come back. पनीर टिक्का से वो इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल तक.
Yes.
This is
So
what I,
So let's just open up our minds and let's just be more comfortable with our break. Is is the key thing, because once you accept it, everyone will accept it. Once you
yes,
look at it with the lens that मैं खाली नहीं थी इस टाइम पे, मैंने बहुत कुछ सीखा है, मैंने बहुत कुछ करा है, एक एग्रेसिव वे से अपने ब्रेक को देखोगे तो everyone will start looking at it in that manner only and start coming out of your house. You need that break.
thank you so much, Onam.
Thank you so much, everyone.
I would like to thank our moderator, CA Mona Mansukhani,
Thank
for
you.
grabbing, for taking this responsibility and doing it so well.
Thank you so much.
Wishing
Thank
you
you.
all the luck in your
Thank
journey
you. Thank
ahead.
you. Thank you very much.
And I must say, um, we have shared the our gratitude, but the real payoff, वो जो कहते हैं ना गुरु दक्षिणा, for
Hmm.
Onam session will only be done when all of us together, all the participants here will commit that they will take that step out of their home, out of their comfort zone. Right, Onam?
Yes, I mean, the moment I get to know on my WhatsApp that today I went to an event or I got a job. So whenever these messages, they come up from flowing from my YouTube channel, it gives me a very positive feeling.
Yes. So this gives me a feeling that we can build in a accountability platform where someone who is actually not taking, or like me in December 22, at that point of time I have been into connect with similar kind of girls, और सभी एक दूसरे को याद दिलाते कि I have taken these steps, I have shown up here in this networking event. It would have been a different kind of a motivation. So I'll discuss this with Onam, and we will announce this on Friday Fleet platform.
Sure, sure. I have
That's a good idea.
not extending it much. I have another observation also that, when women are in their 20s, they are competing with each other. But, once अब हम
Yes,
एक ही हैं, नाउ वी आर सो हैप्पी टू हेल्प ईच अदर. मैं और
that
कल्पना 25 years में मिले होते हैं ना, हम दोनों एक दूसरे को कंपटीशन देखते हैं, अब नहीं है. वी आर आउट ऑफ दैट. सो
yes,
सो दैट्स व्हाई मेंटरशिप, बिकॉज एक सर्टेन एज के बाद women like to mentor.
exactly. So दिल तो नहीं कह रहा है कि we should stop this session. It is the need of the hour, with a
Yes.
promise to take this ahead, this discussion ahead, and bring in Onam into that initiative
Huh.
in our community that is there, right, Onam?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. We must give it to a more concrete form. I'm totally up for it.
Yes. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you, Kalpana.
everyone,
Wish you,
showing
Mona.
up in every session. We had good strength. We have reached to 25. That shows up. That shows up the spark we possess to flourish and step up in every single session, in every single day. Wishing good luck to all the magical females here who is doing wonder in personal and
Huh.
professional life.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kalpana. We'll see you again. Okay, Mona ji. Okay, Shefali ji.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you, Onam ji. Thank you, Kalpana ji. Thank you, everyone, for showing up today.